Hello guys, we're going to do something a bit different today and a little bit more technical. Now the reason why I'm doing this today is because my good friend Ben didn't want to do it. He's taught my classes for me and yet I have to do it. So if you want to do anything, you got to do it yourself. There we go. So what we're going to do today, okay, something a little bit different, like I said, more technical, we're going to do an eye. Okay, we're going to split this up over a couple of different sessions, but I think it'll be really worth it for you. With parts of an eye, we've got obviously the iris, we've got the whites of the eyes, we've also got eyelashes, we've got eyebrows, and everything everything takes a different technique. Now, what I'm going to do this with today is we're going to actually use the Lyra brand of pencils. Really dig these things because they're very accurate in their gradings. I'm using an HB, a 3B, for one reason is that we ran out of 2Bs, but 3B will be just fine. Okay, and a 9B to get our real darks. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start drafting up this eye. So when you're doing a portrait, the most important thing to remember is if you don't get the eyes right, unfortunately, you're never going to get the likeness right. You might find that I'm talking a lot in this. It's because I like to talk, and I find that when I've got a captive audience, everyone has to listen. It's so much fun. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'll start with the eye, and we're going to get the shape of the eye. I'm just drawing lightly with my HB. Okay, now everyone's eye is a different shape and they have high points and low points in all different areas. This one here has a high point right about here. Now what I'm going to do quickly, so I'm just going to show you the picture I'm copying from, and it's this one here. So once I've actually got the shape of the eye in, near enough. Okay, it comes here and it swoops around here. Okay, and I'm just drawing around the white of the eye. Once we've got all this peripheral drawing in, what we're going to do is I'm going to do the actual iris, which is the coloured bit. I'm noticing that the coloured bit of the eye is overlapping, and I'm just adjusting it so I'm actually getting the right amount of white space in here. Okay, now this doesn't have to be totally accurate when you first do it, but accurate enough. Now one thing I really love to do is I love to protect my whites, because sometimes when we actually do an eye, we don't protect our whites enough. Okay, because whipping out a highlight again can actually sometimes still be dirty depending on the quality rubber you got. Okay, I'll just try and round this off a little bit more. Yeah, you can tell it's probably night time because her iris is actually quite big. And don't worry, what Ben's going to take a still at the end of this, and so you will see the eye again. You'll see what I copied from. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start just blocking in. It's going to be quite a long video actually. Oh, long for me is probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And I'm sure Ben will speed a bit of this up. Okay, and you'll see what looks like a very ordinary eye at first, but don't worry. Not a lot happens by magic. Not a lot of things happen where you actually just put your pencil or your paintbrush down and it just is extraordinarily wonderful. I'm not going to concentrate on that too much. What I will concentrate on though is actually getting a bit of shading in the eye, in the iris bit. Art is sometimes work-like. You get a lot of people that are very self-critical and they bag themselves, and we don't need to be like that. Okay, I'm going to do the whites of the eye, especially while I've got my harder pencil. With my techniques that I teach, especially pencil work, I like to use my harder pencil first. I don't get into my softer pencils because, look, I was trained as an illustrator and worked professionally for a long time, having a lot of work published and stuff. And so this is my way of working things through. And of course you can differ. Not a lot of things are set in stone in this world. And keep in mind too, this is quick, very quick for me. When I'm teaching in a class, I've got quite a few people to run around and see. So it's not like I'm going to be just sitting here drawing an eye for the whole lesson. I tend to actually do it as fast as possible. And this is pretty much the way and the vein I'm actually doing it at the moment. I'm doing it moderately quick. Okay, so it might not be super smooth like some of these other things you see on YouTube, you know, that are shot over weeks and even months with a camera that doesn't even move. I'm just, you know, I'm doing this in one hit. And also, we don't know whether it's going to work out, but I think it will. Okay. Now I call this bit the shelf of the eye. This is the bit, the lower bit. It's like a shelf. It's actually the bit where the hair, the lower eyelash hair hangs off, it comes out of. Now I'm only going to use one rubber today as well. I'm just going to use the putty rubber, okay, for when I need it. I'll just make a little bit of an adjustment. Okay, just going to dip this down a little bit. She's got very almond shaped eyes, this young lady. Beautiful, beautiful eyes. I'll tell you what, I might even duck this down a bit more. Yeah, I will. Okay, so I'm not too worried. And of course I haven't gone off onto a tangent, throwing a little nana, throwing my pencils and rubbers against the wall, telling the world that I'm not very good and that I should quit. I'm just doing it and working at it and actually having a little bit of fun too at the same time. Okay, I'll get in some of the other lines. These are the bits I really love as well. The little wrinkles and stuff like that. You know, that lovely line or the sinking of where the eyelid goes back into the eye. I get a lot of tone out of this, and that's what it's all about. Okay, and I'll just do a nice little outline. I could even shade the actual eyebrows in. Okay. And while we've got my hard pencil, which is the HB, which is also a light pencil, what I'm going to do is just put a bit of light tone in there as well. It's funny, Ben and I usually record these on a Monday. Monday's not my best day. I'm actually usually quite cranky on a Monday. I'm not really a workaholic. I just do things because I have to. Okay. Hopefully it's looking good from your angle. And remember, none of this is set in stone. This is another reason why I use the actual a hard pencil, the Light B. Okay, so we're just blocking it in. Now, so we're going to move up to our next hardest pencil, the 3B. The 3B because we've run out of 2Bs. Okay, so what I might do, I'm going to get a little bit of this dark stuff, get into here. Eyes in real time. Yeah, a bit streaky. That's alright. I think by the time we're finished it'll be smooth as a baby's bottom. Okay. I might even go darker on that straight away. We'll go for the 9B. Goes beautifully. Another reason why I'm a little bit cranky today is because I actually left my glasses at home. So I'm wearing my old glasses from, I think 1990. And I can't see very well with them, but they're better than not having anything at all. Now, I'm just about to do the most exciting bit. We're going to do the edges of the iris, okay, which is a great little blend. Irises are usually a bit darker on the outside. Okay, and what happens is they back off with the pressure. As we go towards the inside, they get a bit lighter. So that's what we're going to do. Just positioning myself a little bit better. Okay, so backing off the pressure and applying the pressure as we come to the outside of the eye. Yeah. The other reason why I actually like doing these videos is because I teach a lot of these things in class.